Okay, I think we're about to start now. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, everyone. I'm your host and moderator of the CSW session, Patty, and I'm responsible for the Asian Girls campaign, which is supported by the Garden Hope Foundation. With this program, we aim to empower and support girls from across Asia. So from 2012 to 2022, we have been hosting the Asian Girls Award for a decade. Then we want to move a step forward. So we have started the Asian Girls in Action project from last year, in which we provide support to girls aged 15 to 19 in accomplishing projects aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals. Also, we will host activities to the field, such as the event today. So thank you for your participation in this session, and we look forward to some interesting discussion later. Few reminders before we start. First, the session will be conducted in English, but we offer Mandarin translation. Please use the globe icon on the bottom menu if you need a service. 请点选下面的地球图示，你可以选择你要听中文或英文。We encourage you to submit your questions about the topic or speaker's presentation in the Q&A section on the bottom menu. Then we will invite the speakers to answer your questions during the Q&A session. Also, please feel free to leave your thoughts in the chat box to share with us. So, shall we begin? Today, originally we have invited 8 speakers to speak on the topic, Game Changer Empowerment Transforming Asian Girls' Career Paths. Dr. Gordon, the 2023 Nobel Prize winner in Economic Sciences, uncovered that in the US, the gender pay gap widened shortly after a woman's first child. She highlighted that career choices are often made early in life, influenced by past generations' experiences, potentially slowing down progress in closing the wage gap. This phenomenon is particularly evident among Asian girls who are taught traditional gender roles from a young age. The Garden Hope Foundation enlists ambitious Asian girls pursuing leadership roles and NGOs dedicated to empowering girls in career development and fostering gender equality solutions. So we are going to move on to the agenda of today. So firstly, after the introduction, I'm going to have a conversation with our 2023 AGC alumni to asking about how girls feel about this topic. And then we are going to invite other 3 organizations to share what's happening in their countries, which is Taiwan, Mongolia, and Bangladesh. And you can see after all the sharings, then we will move on to the Q&A session. So please feel free to leave your questions in the Q&A section, and welcome to introduce you and your organization in the chat box with us. And now we are going to move on. Firstly, we have invited 4 Asian Girls in Action Project 2023 fellows to share their insights with us. I would like to introduce them to you. So today we have Queen. Queen, could you please turn on your camera? Hi. And also your microphone.
Hi.
And also we have Dora. Dora is from Taiwan. Dora, could you please turn on your camera? And your microphone as well.
Hi. Hi, I'm Dora.
Happy to see you too. And I think we have another one. Nargis, could you please turn on your camera? Nargis? Sorry, just a minute. Okay. So I think, Nargis, can you turn on your microphone to say hi to us? Okay. I think there are some technical issues with our Afghanistan fellow. So anyways, we are happy to have these 2 fellows to join us. And firstly, I would like to ask you a few questions which is related to the topic. And I want to know how you feel about this topic. So I'm just going to toss all the questions and feel free to answer. Is that okay, girls? Dora and Queen, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So first one, could you please share with us about your dream professions? What would you like to do when you grow up? So maybe Queen, you want to go first?
When I grow up, I want to be an entrepreneur to help my
Could
mom. Yeah,
could you say that again?
I want to be entrepreneur.
You want to be an entrepreneur, and in which business?
Maybe because I like to to uh to and sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You can think about that topic. I think we can move on to Dora. What about you, Dora? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an airline pilot when I grow up, and I dream of flying planes and showing everyone that both men and women can do this job.
Wow, I think that's wonderful. And so, following with your dream profession, there's the other questions. Do you feel like does gender inequality impact the career choices of girls in your country? In other words, stop your dreams from coming true. So how you two feel about this question? So Queen, is there any thoughts on this question?
Sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
Oh, no problem. So since you say you want to be an entrepreneur, do you
Yes.
feel that gender inequality, will that affect your dreams from coming true?
So okay, I will repeat what my dream job is. Like I want to be entrepreneur that related to environment because I like to do social activities that related to environment because all of my family are environmental educators. Most of them are environmental educators, so I like. So maybe I don't think there's challenge about that related to inequality. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing with us. How about you, Dora? How you feel about does gender inequality in your country affect you from chasing your dream?
In my country, some people will think only boys should be pilots, and they doubt girls' ability. They might believe that girls don't know about how machine works. This can make it seem like planes flown by girls aren't safe. But I want to show that girls can be careful and make flying safe, even though it might be hard, and I'll keep trying to reach my dream of flying in the sky.
I think that's wonderful. Yeah, I definitely want to be on that flight with you. And okay, and following with the previous question, what kind of support from society could help to improve the challenges that you mentioned earlier? Do you think that society could do anything to help girls to be like to chase their dream profession like more easily? Anyone? You can raise your hand so I know you are ready. If you're not, it's totally fine, please. Okay. If both of you are not going to answer that question, so maybe we'll just move on to the next. So luckily, our two fellows would like to share some observations about related to the topic in their local community. Firstly, we would like to welcome Queen to share with us. So Queen, the floor is yours. And please make sure to remind us that next slide. So we'll move on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, hello everyone. I'm Queen Azalia Rahmati from Indonesia, an alumni of Asian Girls in Action Project. Today, I will share the challenge that I face as Indonesian girls in
regarding women's leadership and education. But before that, I'm going to introduce Indonesia to get to know Indonesia better. For its diverse ethnicity and religion, has 300 ethnic groups and 800 languages with 17,000 islands. It's rich in nature and resources. Despite its natural beauty, Indonesia faces social challenges. The government has taken proactive steps to address these issues, including improving the welfare of children and women. The regulation of the mayor in my city, number 103 of 2023 on reproductive health, is a significant initiative that shows the government's commitment to improving reproductive health in Indonesia. Next slide. And now I'm going to share the challenge that I face as Indonesian girls. In our school, there's prevailing bias favoring male leaders. Women are often confined to traditional roles, impacting their opportunities to contribute, managing consumption and cleaning, while men are given more important decision-making responsibilities. This affects opportunities for women to lead and contribute to the school's development. For example, maintaining cleanliness is often seen as female responsibility, but a dirty and unhealthy environment directly affects women. This makes the ecological rights of women not recognized, despite the fact that the planet is only one and everyone should care about the environment. This perpetuates gender stereotypes and limits women's confidence in leadership. Female leaders in schools specifically for girls may face resistance and lack of support when trying to change traditional school culture. To create an inclusive and empowering school environment, it is crucial to recognize this challenge and provide support for female leaders. This includes recognizing the importance of gender equality and addressing issues like bullying and harassment. By addressing this challenge, we can encourage more women to become leaders and create a more inclusive educational environment. Next. The facts that I shared earlier are also reflected in research with the title Gender Stereotypes and Subordination of Women's Leadership. With the following data, 5.88% of women are leaders in student organizations. The lower representation is due to several factors. 62% believe that women are considered less capable of making decisions that affect many people. In addition, 47% lack confidence in taking leadership roles. 44% doubt women's ability to fulfill leadership responsibilities, and 59% point to the persistent patriarchal culture in the organization. Women are also seen as unable to discipline adults, especially men, reaching 54%. In addition, 50% of women lack of strong network to support them in leadership positions. In the face of this challenge, let's embrace change, engaging women in leadership, addressing gender inequality, and dismantling patriarchal norms will lead to a more inclusive and sustainable society together. Let's commit to positive change, supporting women in facing the climate crisis and addressing gender inequality. Thank you for your attention. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Queen, for your sharing. And I think we have learned a lot from your sharing with us. Now we would like to welcome our next speaker, who is Dora from Taiwan. So Dora, are you ready?
Yes.
Please make sure to say next slide. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you. And hi everyone, I'm Dora. I'm a senior high school student in Taiwan, and it's great to see everyone gather for this discussion on gender issue. I'm looking forward to sharing my thoughts and hearing yours. Today, I'm going to share reality of female jobs in Taiwan. Next slide, please. Gender equality has changed a lot than before in Taiwan. I think women will face some barriers in any workplace because of our natural physical limitations. Recently, there have been many companies in Taiwan that only accepted male workers, but now they have been starting to recruit females. Take the Taiwanese military as an example. A few young women choose to devote themselves to their country. Next slide, please. As of 2021, women made up 14% of Taiwanese military. It has surpassed many other female voluntary service countries. Because of natural physical limitations, the number of female soldiers is increasing slowly. I think girls can also perform well in any workplace. Next slide, please. Physical limitations are not the problem. Take me as an example. I was a basketball player in elementary. I can play with boys in a game. I found there is no difference between I and boys. The authorities have made it possible to improve the chance for female in professional game. But why everybody still like to buy tickets for the men's, not for women's? I think the job opportunities in Taiwan for female are various, but still needs to be supported. I hope one day I can buy a ticket for the women's basketball games, not only for men's. Next slide, please. That's all, and that's the gender equality lights up in every woman's in every job. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dora, for sharing your observation with us. And I think we have learned a lot from both Queen and Dora. And it just like I just feel like from the younger generations insights, they have remind me a lot of things which I take for granted or something that I already forgot that we have gone so far to this point. And then I would like to share a video from our Afghanistan fellow Nargis, who really want to participate. However, due to a technical issue, that she couldn't join us in person. So we are going to play the video for you. Please wait for a moment.
Greetings, this is Nargis Rasuli from Afghanistan. I stand before you today as an Afghan girl, a voice for my sisters who are facing unimaginable challenges in our homeland. I'm here to shed light on challenges faced by Afghan women and girls in their career path. With the recent upheaval of Taliban in Afghanistan in August 2021, our limitations have only grown, suffocating our dreams and aspirations. In a society where we are silenced, where we are denied the basic right to speak up, to educate ourselves and others, to work out, to earn step foot outside the home without a male companion in some areas, our role and our career paths are limited to the roles of midwifery and nursing. Our potential is stifled and our voices are muted. But let me tell you about the resilience of Afghan women. Despite the odds stacked against us, we refuse to be confined to these narrow rules assigned by the government. We refuse to be defined by the limitations imposed upon us. We rise above, we adapt, and we innovate, however it is challenging to do so. Many Afghan women have taken matters into their hands, starting their own businesses, whether online or in person, carving out their own paths in a society that seeks to suppress them. And we may face obstacles at every turn, but we do not back down. We fight for our right to a decent job, for our right to be seen and heard. So, I kindly urge you to stand with us, to stand with Afghan women as we navigate these challenging paths, and strive for our equality and opportunity. Together we can break down these barriers, and together we can create a brighter future for not only Afghan women in Afghanistan, but for all the marginalized communities. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for not just sharing. I don't know how you feel, but every time I just feel so inspired by listening to her sharing. And actually, even though there's technical issues, so Nargis couldn't use the mic or camera to join us, but she's actually online with us now. So if you have any question regarding what's happening in Afghanistan, please feel free to use the question to ask section. So we'll try to have Nargis to answer your question during the Q&A session. Thank you. And now, thanks so much, our girls, for sharing their insight with us. Coming up next, we'd like to invite 3 NGOs, and they will answer a few questions about what's happening in their countries and their organizations. So let me quickly introduce our 3 speakers to you. Firstly, and speakers, when I call your name, please turn on your camera with us. Thank you. First one, we would like to welcome Yvonne, who is from the Garden of Hope Foundation Tainan branch. Yvonne, can we see you? Could you please turn on your camera?
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hello, Yvonne. Okay, next, we have Wendra from the Princess Center in Mongolia. Wendra, could you please turn on your camera as well?
Yeah, I turned on. Hello, everyone.
Hi, happy to see you.
Hi.
And then we have our last speaker, who is from Bohishka Only Gender in Bangladesh. So please welcome Tasafi. Tasafi, are you online?
Hi.
Hi. And I believe it's about 6 a.m. in New York. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for all the effort. And now I'm going to ask you the few questions. So I'll say, how about let's start with Tasafi. I hope you are still not suffering from jet lag now. So Tasafi, could you please tell us the current employment status of women in Bangladesh? For example, is it common to see a female entrepreneur in Bangladesh?
Yes and no. It is quite common. You do see a lot of women in workspaces. I think the bigger question is also asking how comfortable it is, how much women-friendly workspaces are, opportunities for women to be in these spaces, how are they engaging. Actually, there was a recent research, a newspaper headline article, which pointed out that about 60% young women are still unemployed in Bangladesh. And there are much bigger questions to question why women are remaining outside of employment and workspaces. So I think that's something we can talk about more.
Oh, sorry, we can hear you for a last sentence. Could you please repeat?
Just that there's a lot more to go deeper into why that is the current scenario, why more than 60% women, young women in Bangladesh are outside of the employment sector. And we can discuss more as we go through the conversations today.
Thank you so much, Tasafi. And then we will move on to Wendra. Wendra, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I would like to ask you the same question. Do you remember what the question is? The female employment status in Mongolia?
I just look at the statistics of the 2022 of Mongolia, and then only half of the women of legal working age, which is from 50 to 55, are employed in our country. And then we also, when we look at the employment rate of young women, especially girls and young women aged between 15 to 24 in Mongolia, it's only 47%. So, which is we have almost half of the women of working age are still unemployed, or maybe they work in informal employment sector.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Rundra, for the sharing. And then we're going to move on to events. So event, I would like to ask you the same question, but also I would like to know, could you tell us about some challenges that Taiwanese women face in the workplace? So event, could you please join us?
So I will share in Chinese. In Taiwan, actually in our branch, the target participants are girls who need protection. So for example, some girls had been suffered from domestic violence, or they had unexpected pregnancy, and because of the age, they had to go to school as well. And in Taiwan, we still focus on education for teenage girls. So sometimes they need to like study in the morning, and they have to still work in the evening. And I think it's hard for them because in Taiwan, the legislation regulates that below 16 years old, they have more limitations to work. For example, they have to seek consent from their custodial parent or representative. So if they want to work at below the age of 16, they have to ask for consent from their parents in order to work. But if they suffered from domestic violence, it is not easy for them to get those paper. In practice, sometimes they will turn to some informal or illegal institutions for work. So this is the part that we have to look into more. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Yvonne, and thank to all our speakers for answering and let us to know more about what's happening in each country. Now, I just have one more question to you all. Could you tell us, which I think is quite a big question actually. So why is your organization assisting girls in entrepreneurship or the inception of empowerment programs? So I think we will go as a same order. So Tasapi goes first, then Wundra, and then Ivan as the last. Is that okay? Tasapi, are you okay?
Yeah. So
Yep, thanks.
one of the things Bonishika really works around is feminist leadership. And we believe that a big part of women, especially young women and girls, being able to decide what they want to do with their lives, that agency. That is an area where leadership, whether they decide how to go about what kind of work they want to engage in, whether it's entrepreneurship or some of the examples we saw in the young women who were here earlier today, wanting to be a pilot, whatever it may be, the big part, the first space where young girls face the barrier is often within their families or the community that they're in. So how can we encourage them to think about things that they want to do? So what we really aim for young girls and women and other young people to also be able to understand not just themselves, to be able to negotiate their spaces, to be able to be part of decision making within their own homes, in their families. And that is one of the things that we really try to engage with, of finding that confidence, of being able to have these conversations, being able to access information, and how they can get to know about what are the possibilities. And then, of course, comes like actually working with communities for them to become more open to different choices in different ways that girls and women can actually think about what they want to do, and how they then go about accessing. So yeah, I think that is kind of why we really engage in the need for young girls to be able to understand and see what are the possibilities, because they will be facing a lot of barriers, and then working on engaging other stakeholders who can work on ensuring that these opportunities become better and easier and more accessible to everyone in different spaces.
Thank you so much, Tasafi. And I think that's really powerful of what you say. And I think that's a shared value among us all as a NGOs who supporting young girls and female in their careers. And now we would like to bring the question to Wundra. Wundra, are you ready?
Sorry. Yeah, sure. In the Princess Center in Mongolia, we just launched a new program called Business Girls just 2 years ago. The very first reason to launch this program was we actually saw a lot of girls, especially teenage girls, are running a business by themselves. And but we found out that there was no space for those girls to develop themselves, to network, to partnership, and also to encourage each other. So that's why the Princess Center wanted to initiate the new program and also create a space for those in business. And then, of course, in a broader objective, the main objective was we wanted to change the social status of girls and also change the public attitude towards the girls and also change the mind of girls, and also wanted to encourage girls to become a very powerful businesswoman, because when we see a lot of studies and researches about the career choice of girls, the most girls were choosing at the profession like in executive level, like teachers and nurse, a doctor, or something like that. And then very few girls were thinking about to become a business woman. So that's why we wanted to change the whole scenario in Mongolian society, and then we launched the new program. And then later on in my presentation, I will explain a little bit more about it.
Thanks so much, Wundra, and we can't wait to hear the presentation. Now we'll bring the question to Yvonne. Yvonne, are you ready to answer this question? Because we are from the same organization. I can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
Okay, I'll share with you my thoughts. So in Tainan, our branch, we started in 2019. At the beginning, we didn't provide services to teenager girls yet. We started with women to help them find jobs. But during this process, we realized that many family women would like to leave this domestic violence situation. So they left the original home, brought their children with them. So we realized that a lot of teenage girls, along with their mothers, had to work out their future together. So in 2019, we started a camp. That's a camp for job employment empowerment. And during that process, we realized that many teenagers, they didn't have this ability and skills to find a job. So we started to develop a program for both teenage girls and teenage boys, provide them the service to find a future career. So that's what we do. Now the program has been running for 4 to 5 years already. And we continuously provide the service to all the clients and all the teenage girls and boys. And also we would like to promote this training program to local Tainan communities.
Thanks so much, Yvonne, for the sharing. And I feel very like I don't know, inspired by the three speakers, and I can't wait to hear more from their presentations. So we are going to move on to the next session. Next up, we'd like to welcome Yvonne to share her experience on empowering teenage girls in career development. Yvonne served as the social worker supervisor at the Garden of Hope Foundation Tainan branch, which is located in southern Taiwan, and she is dedicated to providing employment empowerment services for women and youth. So please welcome Yvonne. And Yvonne, the floor is yours now.
Hi, everyone. I am Yvonne from Garden of Hope Foundation Training Branch in Tainan. You can call me Yvonne. So today I would like to share with you our experience empowering teenage girls in career development. And today I would like to exchange opinions with all of you today. And I've briefly touched this point, this slide before, so I won't go into details. We'll go into the next page directly and talk about what we've done for teenage girls empowerment. So for teenage girls empowerment program, we would like to provide a very comprehensive program that includes interpersonal communication or lifelong learning or team collaboration, etc. And also we help them to have international perspective, and they can do self-management well. And now for the teenagers in the modern society, they have to know technology in order for them to live a very efficient life. So we have to teach them career path planning and problem solving as well. So we provide a lot of training programs to them, because the teenager girls and boys in our branch, they do not have the environment that can provide them with a lot of inspirations. So we will provide them with more individual training. This is an independent living empowerment process framework. We have a couple of stages to follow for the teenage girls and to find their future career. So we have 3 stages. The 3 stages are empowerment courses, occupational visits, and occupational trainings. And then once they finished these stages, they will be moved into internship stage. And we will work with some of private companies and ask if our clients can become their interns. And in this workplace, they can still take courses, and they can observe their work attitudes with our social workers, and they can learn about like the whole business model. It's actually a semi-workplace that we actually have a very close connection with the owners of the business. So we will monitor those teenage girls to see what kind of things they can improve in order to prepare them to actually enter the workplace in the future. And after they complete this stage, then they will return to community. That means they can go back to school to study, or if they would like to create their own business, they can do so. However, being an entrepreneur, they need money, they need capital. So we will ask the teenagers to talk to those entrepreneurs. And also, because we do not want them to fail, so we will bring them to the workplace to do like entrepreneurship intern. Some of them will think it's too difficult to achieve, and they will give up about having their own business. But some of them, they will pursue their dream. And we would like to make this circle a very good, virtuous circle. And those teenagers who have completed this process, they can come back as instructors to teach their fellow teenagers. And also we have donation boxes in society, so we can gather funds from the society. And these are some of the pictures here. First of all, this is some of our outdoor activities that we organized. In the outdoor adventure exploration activities, they can do a lot of physical activities to explore their body. For example, like tree climbing experience, or you can see that we have gender experience education camp as well. This is a camp that we host every year. So in this camp, we discuss sex, gender, and emotions. And we also combine some real life issues regarding sex and gender into board games. Also, we will do some workplace visits. This is PX. This is a very famous wholesale corporation in Taiwan. And you can see the picture. Our teenagers can actually go to the retail to actually see how people work there. And also there are visits to like bakeries or baking studio, or we take them to some of the aromatherapist studio, and they can go there and see how those professionals work. And then in this page, we talk about occupational trainings. For example, we take our teenagers to vocational training, like in the manicure field or homemade gem field. So we also provide them professional certification training as well, like baking certification. You can bake like cake, cookies, etc. And also we do basic life support courses as well, because we provide lots of outdoor activities to our teenagers, so that if they get hurt during these activities, they can do some basic life support. And this is also a training that can provide them with certifications. Now it's the pictures from our internship. You can see that we take our teenagers to do a lot of different internships. For example, in the homemade jam market or in the factory, they can learn the logistic of running a bakery, etc. And these are pictures from the actual working scenes. You can see on the right side, they are the girls' achievements, some of the cookies or jams they made, and they also tried to sell the products online. And you can see one of them are the gift boxes on Mid-Autumn Festival. Now, for this slide is talking about the virtuous cycle. So these pictures are taken by us while the teenagers are actually instructing their fellow teenagers. And also you can see our donation box here. We place our donation box in some convenience stores in Taiwan and gathered a lot of funds. And I'll share with you some of our stories. You can see this teenage girl. We accompanied her for this journey for about a couple of years. She came from a very difficult family, so she had to work to earn her family's living. So she told us when we met her that she didn't want to work, she didn't want to study, she wanted to work strictly. But in Taiwan, it's very difficult to find a job without graduation certification. But we still took her to one of the bakeries and taught her how to make cookies and cakes. And a few years later, during these few years, she worked very hard. And she also considered going back to school to study. And up to one point, she realized that actually it would be better to go back to school. It will help her career as well. So she told us that she would like to join a entry exam in Tainan University. And we were very happy by hearing her saying that, because in Taiwan, it's easier to get a job with university graduation certification. And now she has left our program and found a very good job in January. So it was a very positive case we had. And also we would like to share with you some very positive feedback we received in 2023. Our program was awarded as the best program in 2023. And here I would like to share with you that we hope to have more social impacts in society. For example, in SDGs 1, 4, 5, 8, 17. And if you're interested in our program, you can go to our website. Thank you.
Thanks, Ivan, for the comprehensive sharing. And I believe that people will get to know more about how we do the empowerment program for the teenage girls. And now we would like to move on to Mongolia. Princess Center was established in 2003 with the aim to protect girls and young women's rights. And we are lucky to have the founder and the girl who lays supported to join us today. Wundra will tell us more about why they started this program to encourage girls in starting their own business. In addition, Michelle will share how she started her own bakery business. So we are going to welcome Wundra and Michelle. Please turn on your camera.
Then, so as I mentioned before, that the Princess Center launched a new program called the Business Goals. It was the very first initiative in Mongolia that we are running a program especially dedicated for girls who are interested in business. So when we look at some statistics, the poverty rate in Mongolia is quite high, which is almost 30% of the population live in poverty. And compared to globally, it's really high. And then more than 50% of poor people, poor population, they are girls and women as well. So the girls are at high risk of poverty. And most girls don't have ambition to become business owner. As I mentioned before, that when we look at this statistics and research data about the career choice of girls, and then most girls choose executive level careers, like they tend to become a teachers, nurse, doctors, and maybe lawyers, something like that. And then very less number of girls are interested in becoming a business owner. So that's why we started the program. That was one of the main reasons. And also, when we look at some data about the business and women business gender, and most business women own very small and medium businesses in Mongolia. And then bigger businesses are owned by male as well. And business women receive only 26% of total business loans in Mongolia. That's why we need to encourage more girls to become business women in the future. And then the main goal, like main objectives of our business growth program is to strengthen economic capacity of girls and young women. It's related with the poverty and also the career choice as well. And then one of the very important reasons to start the program was that we wanted to make girls business minded, because most, especially women, they don't have business mind to earn money, to make profit. So that's why it was the main reason. And also, as I mentioned before, that we wanted to create business girls friendly space, because we saw a lot of girls are running a business at their homes after school, and then we saw their online stores and Instagram shops. So that's why we wanted to gather all the girls who are running business, or maybe the girls who are interested in doing the business. And we wanted to build business girls network as well, and then expand number of business girls in order to influence the other girls to become business women. And then we actually launched the program, and then in 2022. And firstly, we collected 21 business girls and girls interested in doing the business. And we provided them educational trainings on self-development. The most important was to provide trainings on girls and women's rights issue, why girls need to do business. And also we provided them the business development trainings as well. And then we created a online store with this businessgirls.mn. And then second phase of the program was actually implemented in last year, 2023. And then we actually expanded the program sphere And then we found it. Actually, the first phase was we just started the program and collected 21 girls, and then in the second phase we make the collective, like they become a business girls club. So currently we have 42 members, all their girls, and the youngest one is 10 years old. And also, for example, we have a girl who's 13 years old who's running a business for 3 years, and we have 15-year-old girl who running business for 2 years, something like that. And then we also opened a business girls house because we saw that the girls need a space to meet maybe every week and do the business, make the products, and then we wanted to create a space. So that's why we opened a business girls house incubator center last year in June. And also we implemented a business girls mentorship program because we had 10 girls who are running business more than 1 year. So that's why we wanted to connect them with a very successful business young women, and also want to give them opportunity to learn from the successful business women. And then the mentorship program was implemented for almost 2 months, I guess 8 weeks. And also we opened a offline store, and so now our girls, they have online store and also offline store to sell their products. So briefly, this is the end of my presentation, and I would like to invite Mrs. Michelle. Michelle is the general coordinator of the Business Girls Club Mongolia, and then she's a business owner, and now she will share about her business story.
Okay, hello everyone.
Michelle, please turn on the camera so we can see you. Michelle, can you hear us? Hi, hi, Michelle. Could you please turn on the camera? Yeah. Michelle, are you? Wondra, could you help us to contact Michelle? Is she still online? Because we can find her now.
Okay. Okay, just to save the time, I would like to introduce her briefly and her business. And now Michelle is 19 years old, and then she started her business when she was 16 years old, and she ran it.
I'm back.
Sorry, I think she's on now.
Oh,
Michelle,
great.
can you please turn on the camera? Thanks.
Can you see me?
Yep, I can see you now. So please go on. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Michelle. I'm 20 years old. I'm a student at Mongolia University of Science and Technology, and I major in food science and technology. And I'm also a business owner, and I have been running a bakery for like 4 years. I like ever since when I was like 10 years old, I always loved to bake and give to my friends and my family. like as I get older, like I needed to like have my own money to buy some stuff, to like hang out with my friends, and like give a gift to my crush, like this kind of stuff. But like I like couldn't ask my family to provide me money, because like I don't know why, but I felt so guilty for asking money. But even though there's no problem, my family provide me with my money for my needs, but it made me so uncomfortable, like asking them for money. Then I have to like make my own money, or like get paid. But here in Mongolia, it is so hard to work as a part-time job, and like my home is so far away from the downtown, and there was so much problems, and it was so impossible to me working as a part-time job. So I was thinking, what can I do? And the one thought popped in my head, that was like, why can't I doing things and get money from the things I excel at? Because I have an experience of baking like 6 years or so. So I started to thinking sell my bakery to others, and I told my idea to my family, and they supported me. And I was actually looking for the product that I can sell, and I was hoping, and I want to make like a beautiful and delicious and like barely seen bakery. Then I found a cream puff. Can you move on to the next slide? Oh, thanks. Uh, uh, the next slide, please. Okay. Yeah. Then I found the cream puff. That was the like perfect product to sell to others, because it was so delicious and it was so fun to make. And actually, my father helped me to get orders from the people like he knows, and he helped me to deliver them to them. So this is like the start of my bakery, and it was like 4 years ago. And after that, like start like the first phase of the business was so hard, because I used to make a small quantity like for my family and friends, and then I had to make like the triple the quantity. That was a lot of pressure, and like I didn't experience this much of pressure, so I was so tired and didn't know what to do about it. But like the time goes by, I kind of accustomed to it, and but like the 2 years later, like the quantity, like I used to make like a 20 products like at the first stage of my bakery, and then like 2 years ago, I was able to make like hundreds and 200s of them. Like and then like 2 years later, like running my bakery for 2 years, like I was actually so tired, because I was the first year university student. I have a classes in the mornings and afternoons. I had to make my order like at the night time. I barely slept, and I was like out of passion, because like the tiredness, and I was so exhausted, and I was about to like throw my business away, like I didn't care at all, because the job was so tiring. Then like luckily the Business Girls program appeared on my Facebook, and the program was like 6 months. It lasted like 6 months, and the program was about to gather all the business girls, and we get provided like trainings and human rights, and we can meet the successful businesswomen and listen to their like amazing stories. Yeah, we got this so many opportunities, and I have learned so much from the program, and I gained so important business knowledge, human rights, and lifelong friends. Like most importantly, I gained the motivation to continue my bakery, because before I never seen my bakery as a business, you know. It maybe sounds so strange, but like back then, like I didn't know the meaning of the business, the word business, but like I've seen this word and heard this word the many times, obviously, but like I didn't know the meaning of it. And there were so many things behind my business I didn't see, because I was giving my clients a happiness, a satisfaction, a relief, other than cream puff. And the respect and affirmations that my clients are giving me. And I realized the worth of my business and my potential, so much things like I can actually do. And I was like stronger than I thought. I was able to make wonderful things. And the time when I was graduating from my high school, I had no idea what major I should choose. And the first university came up to my mind is the like Mongolian like #1 university, and I was about to major in psychology, but like I wasn't interested in this major, but like I have no options to choose, because I felt like the women's choose like this office job and like psychology, etc. And like thanks to the like Business Girls program, I had a courage to change my university and my major. And now as I said earlier, I'm a student at Mongolian University of Science and Technology, and my major is like food science and technology. And this is the like best decision I ever made. And now I love my profession. I'm so proud of it. And after the 6 months, the Business Girls program didn't end. Apparently, the Apprentice Center took care of it. Like the next stage was the Business Girls House project, and this program helped the business girls to sell their products at the one place, and we can meet like once in a week, twice in a week, and we have and we get to have the environment, like the right environment, so that we can make beautiful things. And the most importantly, we can teach other girls what we can do, and like open the business mindset. And you know, like there's so many girls that they want to do a business, but because of the environment, the society's attitude, they said like the girls can't do business, the women can't do business. Like they have to be a mother, a good wife, and good mother. But you know, like we have so much potentials more than that. We can do business. And as for my situation, my family supported me, but it is not same for the every girl. So because some girls' parents do not support their children, their girls, because they said you have to take care of your brother, you take care of your siblings, you have to clean your home, you have to study, and not doing things to waste your time. And doing a business and creating yourself, developing yourself is not a waste of time, you know. And in this business girls program, they want to tell the girls this so in conclusion, we have to break this society's attitude towards girls. They saying that girls can't do business, but we can. But if we can get a little support and the suitable environment, we can make a better things. We can develop ourselves. We can make money. We don't have to ask money for our parents, our husbands. If we can have a little support and a chance to develop ourselves. So I want to say that we can break the society's attitude and we can do whatever we want, and the girls can do everything. We can change the society. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Michelle, for your sharing. I think that's very powerful of the message you try to deliver to us all. And I particularly love that you shared the journey that you started your own business and the difficulties that you have encountered. And I think that's a good learning experiences that we want to remind all the younger generation like you. And then we would like to move on to our final speaker of today. So, Kasafi from Bohishka Unlearn Gender, Bangladesh. She has been actively involved in gender rights activism and feminist movement, focusing on raising awareness, building feminist leadership, and facilitating dialogues around equality and social justice. So please welcome Kasafi. Kasafi, please turn on your camera. Thank you. Oh, sorry, we can't hear you. Uh, is is the mic on? No, we can't hear you. Uh, I think your mic is on, but could you please check?
Is it working now?
Yeah, it is working now.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you.
All right. First, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Michelle for sharing her story. And there's so much about what she mentioned in her challenges that will also be reflected in a bit about what I'm going to share about the current context in Bangladesh. Before I delve into that, a little bit about Bonishika and the kind of work we do. So we are a feminist organization where our major focus is on thinking about how there can be more inclusion and collaboration between movement spaces, and also about how we can bring in a stronger feminist lens into the kind of development, women's empowerment work that happens around Bangladesh. So one of the things that we really consider as being a feminist lens in terms of looking into empowerment issues is thinking about power dynamics and the different forms that power shows up in different circumstances, in different spaces. So, for example, a young girl or a young woman who is thinking about what they want to do in her life, she will be facing the kind of dynamics in terms of who gets to make that decision in her family. As Michelle was saying, a lot of young women that we see do not get the support from their families, from their parents, or even their husbands or in-laws. And those are the kind of spaces where different forms of dynamics, who is making those decisions, who gets to figure out when to stop education, how far a girl gets to be educated, when they get married. A lot of these different issues come into the conversation when we're thinking about young women and the kind of decisions they make in their life. So for that, I think a big part of the work that we do is working with organizations who are involved with young women. We work with also youth-led groups where young people are a core part of the communities that they're working in. And what we really try to engage on is conversations in terms of what leadership that looks like. Leadership as young people in their homes look like, leadership as young people in their communities look like, and how they can hold that space and encourage each other to have more agency, have more confidence forward in how to approach their lives. So when we, as I was mentioning earlier, recently there was a research that came out which said more than 60% of young women are currently not in any form of employment. So they're not entrepreneurs, they're not employed in any kind of organization or companies. They're not part of the income earning population. And that's a big group of young people who could be involved with the economy and be part of the development. But when we delve deeper into why a lot of times we are not seeing young women in these spaces, we need to look at the different levels that they're facing challenges, right? So firstly, there is already within our school system, education system, even though we see a really high number of girls entering schools and actually getting educated, as they progress into higher education levels, we see dropouts, we see young girls, teenagers often leaving school and getting married. We also see young women who do take up higher studies and study subjects, which are not considered to be for women. So, if they're studying science subjects, engineering, a lot of times they do not get the opportunities to actually use that education in workspaces because of how communities and how attitudes towards women in these kind of areas are looked at. So when we're thinking about young women and why they're not accessing or coming into these spaces, a big part of that question then brings up what is the society doing to avail these opportunities to create more accessibility for young women to come to these spaces. So a big rise that we've seen in recent years in Bangladesh is using digital spaces for income generation. And that means a lot of times young girls, often girls like the ones we saw in the different presentations today, and Michelle, using online spaces like Facebook platforms, where they can actually set up small shops, ways that they are being able to purchase and sell different kinds of products, either products that they are making themselves, so it could be food products or handicrafts, or even a lot of times, especially in some rural areas, we've seen young girls actually collecting products from others within their communities and then selling them online. And we've seen this happening a lot of times with young girls, where they find this kind of economic independence, the be a way for them to negotiate better with their family. So, if someone is getting pressured for marriage, being able to have that power in a way, the income that they're earning as a tool to say that they can use it for their own education, and thus being able to negotiate that with their families and being able to have some bit of an independence in terms of how they want to take up the next step of their lives. This is not necessarily the ideal scenario. We do want families to be more supportive and encourage girls to take on education, to marry at their own choice in their own times. But currently, we do see that having this kind of independence, economic empowerment allows them to be able to have that negotiating power, to be able to create that leeway and that much extra time for them to facilitate how they want to live their lives. Just also as an example of how we also see the other side, a lot of times when we see young girls being able to earn like this, they do still face different kinds of bullying. That can be online bullying, harassment from clients or the broader community. But also, like, we've seen cases where a young girl who is using a Facebook platform to get to be able to support her own family gets bullied by other family members, like broader family members, where her parents are being told that, oh, you are using your daughter to earn because you are not capable of doing it yourselves. So, that is also a social context where the larger society often do not encourage women being out, doing their own thing, and being a supportive system for their own families. So there is much to be done yet, where this kind of accessibility, this kind of social attitudes towards girls and women being able to earn for themselves, being able to make these decisions by themselves, are encouraged, are looked at as the new norm, and that opportunity is given. So just a few points as my last bit. Some of the things that is required to help this happen more and more is, of course, the opportunity to be able to learn a lot of these skills, which allow them better access, better usage of digital spaces, like marketing skills that have come up a lot. Mobility of young girls is very important, to be able to go out, to know what is out there, being able to access different kinds of information, and also be able to talk about, express what they need from the market space, what they are being able to provide. And this gives them a lot of confidence in being more entrepreneurial, in more business thinking, to be able to take different risks and think about how to expand what they're working on. And of course, the biggest part is having a more supportive system, which is both within the family, in workspaces when they're going out, having others share the care work that most women have to deal with in their own homes, and be encouraged to take their own decisions, their own ways forward. So hoping that we see more of that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tasafi, for the sharing. And I think that we have learned a lot from all our so far. We have six speakers to share their stories, observations, experiences with us. However, we are almost running out of time, so I'm so sorry, but I will have to shorten the Q&A session. And I will just point out to each speaker as I have received some questions toward themselves. So I'm just going to read out and see. So all the speakers, could you please turn on the camera so I can see you? Then I know you are ready to answer the question from the audience. So please, just a sec. Can all the speakers turn on your camera so I can see you? Thanks. Okay. Okay, so let's go with the light ones. My first question will be going to Dora. So Dora, no worries. This is I think it's a quite light questions. So what inspired you to become a pilot? It, oh, Dora, you need to turn on the mic. Yeah, thanks. What?
Yes, because I like the feeling every time I go to another country to have a trip, and I also want to be a leader, a model of the girl who also want to be a pilot.
Thank you.
That's my
Thanks. I mean, that's very sweet. Okay. And then my next question will be going to Queen. Okay. Sorry, let me check. So Queen, while implementing your own project with AGC, have you ever faced challenges or been told by people from your community that you wouldn't be able to develop your project? Have you ever been told by like from locals that say they are not really trust in your project? Could you share with us?
Mm, Based on what I see so far, there's no many of them to think that my project is not not capable enough. I think like my project is going well as as what I see. I mean that that my project really giving impact to the local community. Like based on my project, I do the the raffle box store, and many people uh has come to have been come to uh, our box store to buy and buy some raffles raffle product to reducing their single-use plastic. That's it.
Thank you so much. And I think that's inspiring to hear that many people supporting your project. And we really hope that you can bring that power to your generation as well, to inspire more girls to be just like you. Because I have seen your project result, and I want you to know that we are very proud of you, even though. Okay. Okay, and next one, we are going to, thank you. And then we are going to event. Okay, so there are some serious questions here, but unfortunately I can only ask one, but I think this one is very important. So Yvonne, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So I have received a question. To the involvement of the family's parents who are abusers of young people to cause disruptions in kids in participation?
Yes, actually a lot. We've seen a lot. If we've met this kind of situation, we have to seek help from police and the legislation. Sometimes local protection officers or police agencies will also give support to help us to deal with the situation. And sometimes we have to resort to the law. And we will try to discuss with the teenagers as much as possible to keep their workplace as a secret. And we will also develop a plan of their own safety, and we will let them know if they have encountered danger, how can they let us know, and maybe we can have a sign, maybe when we have a call and when we message it with each other, we can have some kinds of hint to let each other know that they are in face of danger. And sometimes we will also ask their parents to go to the parent-child courses so that we can help recover their functions of family, not just isolate the teenage girls and boys from their own family. So this is also something that we are doing.
Thanks so much, Yvonne, for the sharing. I know that it's a very heavy question, but I think that's also the common thing that you will face in your workplace. And thank you for sharing with us. And I hope that could inspire other organizations and even share with us what they do. And also, then we would like to move on to Wundra. So Wundra, are you ready? Okay. There are a few questions for you. If we couldn't help you to answer here, we will share it with you in the feedback afterwards. So Wundra, what is the main barrier to women going into business ownership, and how can we remove this? I have to say that's a huge question.
Very huge. But what I saw is that, I'm a very social person, and I don't, for myself, and I also don't have very, very, very small business mindset. So, and when I see the other women same age as me and the younger age, and then we also work in the girls and women's development, and then we also prepare a lot of activist girls in the organization. And then when we discussed with them, and then we saw that the business mindset is the very crucial thing to become more confident to do our business. So, and I saw that very few women, they have business mindset, but the most of them, they don't want to earn money. They just, to get a job and get salary, and then if the salary will be enough for their life, they will be very enjoying that, because of the social norms and the stereotypes about the women in Korean society. So that's why I saw that the very first thing is that to make the girls with the business mindset. Okay, maybe you can make something, you can sell it, and you can make money and then earn profit. It's a very crucial thing. So that's why we need to start from the very young age. This is important. And then if the girls and women, they will have a very business mindset, they will be able to do business and also see things from the business view. That's it.
Thanks so much, Wundra. And then we would like to move to Michelle. Michelle, can you hear me? Okay. I believe that I believe that most audience, just like me, were really inspired by what you're sharing. And you have mentioned that even you have encountered some difficulties when you trying to start your own business. So we want to know, what is the power to, in your opinion, what are some common challenges for teenagers to start such things, and what are the how could they be called back to keep to their commitment? Can you give us some suggestions that what should we do to remind kids about their commitment in the beginning?
Well, I realized that when the girls thinking about having a business, starting business, they're thinking the business is this big thing. You have to you have to move big. But in my case, I stepped a little, like this little. I just told my idea to my father, and my father helped me to deliver my bakery. I started this little, and the problem is the girls starting this big, and you have to do the research, this kind of stuff. So I suggest the girls to make a smaller step, and by the step you can learn the things, you can experience, and you can gain the knowledge, during the time, while you're doing your business. So and if you are able to get a support from your family or your husband, that would be so much privilege actually.
Thanks so much, Michelle. And I think that's a good reminder to us all, because sometimes that we overthink the challenges or difficulties we might face. We want to try to start something new, but yes, little by little, and I hope that we can achieve our goals. Thank you so much for your sharing. And then we're going to move on to Tasafi. I have to say this is a really serious question, but since you are here, we must grab the chance to ask you. Do you think that women's rights in Bangladesh have been improving in recent years? Are people more aware or willing to combat the issues encountered by women?
Sorry, what was the last part?
Oh, do you think that people are more aware or willing to combat issues encountered by women?
I think it's a mix. It's kind of what we say in working around women's movement, that you take 5 steps forward and then it feels like you take 3 steps back. So by the end, you have like 2 steps forward, and that's the 2 steps that matters. So yeah, I think there's both. There is a lot of changes that we see. We see women coming out and doing a lot of things, speaking about the different challenges that they face, like looking at the whole group of us sitting here having these conversations. And I think that does create more awareness, more engagement. In the same spirit, it also creates a lot of others who believe that these are not important issues. These do not need to be considered. If women just stayed in their homes and, took care of their families, then these would not be challenges that we're talking about. And why take the difficult path of becoming income generators and businesswomen when you can actually be at home and have a much easier life, as people would like to say. So I think there is both sides of the coin, but I think there is more engagement. There is definitely more women speaking about their own experiences and why they're making the choices that they're making. And I think that is the most important part, that we keep on talking about it. We keep on encouraging others to think about all the many different ways that women can be, and we don't have to be only one kind. And I think that's just how the 2 steps happens, and eventually the 2 steps match up. Like Michelle was saying, small steps at a time. Same way, we take small steps at a time, and at some point we see big strides happen.
Thank you so much, Tasafi. And I think, yeah, there are some values we share all together. I'm glad that tonight we can see that women and young girls are supporting each other and to share our observation, our beliefs with all the audience. And now I would like to invite all speakers and our staffs. We actually have few staffs from GOH here to support us tonight. I would like to take a group picture with you all, but it's not just one group picture, because before we start the session, we have invited all the speakers to take out to write down your expectation for girls' future and the choices. And I want to see your beliefs. Could you please show that to us? Just like something like that. Oh, great. Just to make sure. Okay, so I would like to invite you to read out. I'm going to call your name and please read that out. So first, Tasapi, what did you have?
It's a quote I really love. It says, "There is freedom waiting for you. And you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?"
Thank you so much. And then Windra, what you got?
Mine is a big. It's in Mongolian language, and it says, "Girls can change the world."
Okay. I think you need to take that. Okay, I can see that now. Okay, Michelle, what about you? What you got? Sorry, your mic is off.
Oh, mine is so simple. It says, girl, wait.
I think you need to go a little bit back so we can see the quote. Yeah, but you can read that out.
It says, girls can do business. and a heart.
Great. Thank you so much. And then, Ivan, what you have? Could you please read that out?
Don't be afraid of having dreams. Try to explore the world as much as possible.
Dream and explore and create your own journey.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet. And then Dora, what you have?
Girls' power getting bigger.
Okay. Thank you. And what about you, Queen? Can we see that?
Yes, is build inclusivity, empower girls to lead.
Thank you so much. And then I think I didn't miss anyone. So could you please take the quote with you? I'm wondering if we should turn off the sorry. Okay. 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 But anyways, I think I just take a picture of that. Can you just take it and try to show us? I'm just going to say like 1, 2, 3, and we will have a cameraman to do the screenshot for us. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do we need to do another one? 可以吗？有啊。你有接哦。Oh, sorry. We need to do one more. So ladies. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just let me check. 有吗？ Okay. Okay. Are we done? Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. And thanks to all our speakers for today. That I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us all to hear your sharing. And I think that's so great that we have the young girls and to join with the NGO staffs to share what we're doing and to hear their insights. And then we would like to thank our audience as well. Before we just thank you for participation for tonight and taking time to hear what we got to share with you. And before we officially close this session, please fill out the survey, which we'll put on the chat box, and to give us some feedback for today and to suggestion could be to do as well. And then if you are interested to learn more about the Asian Girls campaign, or if you plan to apply for Asian Girls in Action Project 2024, please find the information in the chat box and make sure to check out our website, Facebook page, or Instagram. It's already on the screen. You can just follow us and to let us know if you are interested in the project. The deadline for the project application is March 29th, so you still have 3 weeks to apply for this project. Lastly, thank you so much for your participation. We hope it was a rewarding experience for you all, and we look forward to seeing you in the near future. Thank you so much. And I will just give you like 1 more minute to click on the link for the questionnaire. And we do appreciate for your feedback to us and to let us know how we could make the event like this better. And please follow us, which you can see there's the Instagram, Facebook page, or our official website. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank all our speakers. Thank you for taking all your time. Kasapi, I hope you have some good rest at least. Thank you for waking up so early, and thank to all the girls, especially Michelle. I'm so interested in your story sharing. We definitely want to hear more in the future.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Garnapo.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
You.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye, everyone.